What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Week 9 NFL First Look video here on Sharp Sports Network. I'm your host, Joe Bewer, and I'm going to be breaking down some of my favorite plays on this packed main slate that we have here. Before I do that, I want to just do a quick recap of last night's showdown slate on Monday night between the Dolphins and the Steelers. We had Deontay Johnson at sub 10% ownership. Absolutely incredible, catching a 45-yard touchdown, just solidifying us into the cash on last night's showdown. So with that being said, it leads me into talking about our NFL package here. It will be announced on Twitter later today. But if you see this video prior to that, we are raising our price from $50 to $100. But the only reason we are doing that is because we are partnered with Fantasy Draft. If you guys haven't heard already, we will be doing an incredible promotion here where all you have to do is sign up, deposit the minimum amount, which I believe is $10, use our code SHARPSPORTS, and we will give you free NFL season pass on our site, Sharp Sports Network. All you have to do is just sign up, use the code, deposit the minimum amount, and we will give you that free access. You'll also receive access to Fantasy Draft NBA content as well. So all you do is just sign up, deposit the minimum amount, use our code Sharp Sports. You get a free NFL season pass and NBA Fantasy Draft content. It's an incredible deal. Everybody should take advantage of it. Just DM us on Twitter with a screenshot of you using our code, and we will go ahead and set you up with those respective passes. Before we get into the content today, head on over to Sharp Sports Network where we have some incredible apparel. I'm just going to plug this real quick. If you guys want to go ahead and pick up some apparel and support us, that would be incredibly appreciative. We go ahead and put a ton of work into this, so if you guys wouldn't mind showing some love, copping some of these designs, it would be awesome. So, what everybody's here for, this packed NFL main slate here, first look video. There's a few areas that I'm really going to want to target this week. And it's kind of the same as last week. I'm very interested in the Seahawks this week. Like we were last week on the first look video, we were interested in Russell Wilson as well as DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf went for 2 touchdowns last week. So what brings me over to NFL Savant over here, just looking at last week's matchup between the Seahawks and the Falcons. If you just look at the target share so far, Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf led by a lot. DK Metcalf had 2 red zone touchdowns. Tyler Lockett had 9 targets. So I really want to lock in Tyler Lockett this week. I think that Tyler Lockett makes a lot of sense, as well as Russell Wilson. And if we think about it, these highest rated receivers, Adam Thielen this week, you're going to really be able to pay off for some of these high priced wide receivers. I think Tyler Lockett makes a lot of sense here on all sites. On FanDuel, Tyler Lockett is only 7.5K. Makes a lot of sense here. And on Fantasy Draft, Tyler Lockett is only 13,500. So he's definitely one of the lower priced wide receivers here on all sites. So I'm really interested in the Seahawks today with Russell Wilson and Tyler Lockett. DK Metcalf as well is also in play, as his price is pretty cheap over here on all sites. He's only 5.7K. His price didn't rise too much. But after that incredible week last week, 16.3 points with 2 touchdowns, I really want to attack that, especially for cash games. But for GPPs and cash games as well, I guess, I'm really going to go back to the well with Detroit. I think that facing Oakland is just an incredible spot for them, going up against a defense that ranks 30 against passing offenses, 285 yards per game, allowing almost 28 points to opposing quarterbacks fantasy-wise. I really want to target Matthew Stafford here today. I think at 6.8K, it makes a lot of sense, especially when Kenny Golladay is only 7.7K. I think pairing them together makes a ton of sense in your lineups. That really puts you at 5,000 left. You're left with an incredible amount of value here. So for me, Stafford and Golladay make a lot of sense on both sites. Galladay's only 7.6K here, only 100 more than Tyler Lockett, and Matthew Stafford is 7.9K. Over here, Kenny Golladay is the highest priced wide receiver, but it's only 1,000 more than Tyler Lockett. It's not too bad. And then Matthew Stafford is 12.7. You can definitely fit all of these guys over here on Fantasy Draft, which I recommend doing. I think that this is going to be a spot that you're really going to want to look to on this week's slate. Now, Russell Wilson and Matthew Stafford are definitely going to be my top options. As far as running backs, there's one spot that I really want to exploit. I think a lot of people are going to go to the well with Christian McCaffrey this week, which is respectable, but I'm going to take the $500 savings and go with Dalvin Cook this week. If you look at the matchup, they rank 30th against rushing defenses, allowing an average of 7.6 yards per carry to opposing running backs with 145 average yards per running back. Dalvin Cook, if we just look, has been lighting it up the past few weeks. It's not even a contest of who to take. Dalvin Cook should be somebody that you lock into all of your lineups. He's going to be a lock from this first look video all the way until Sunday. He's going to be a lock. So one other thing I want to look at here is James Conner is listed as questionable. He received an injury last night in Monday night's game, so It's definitely not sure if he's going to play. If he doesn't play, Jalen Samuels becomes one of the most elite options here on the slate, which we're definitely going to want to look at. So for me, Dalvin Cook definitely is a top running back for me today. And the only other person that I would consider is somebody like Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones makes a lot of sense going up against a 23 ranked rushing defense, allowing 122 yards per game, being the Chargers. So for me, it makes a lot of sense to go with Dalvin Cook and Aaron Jones at running back. And for me, Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, or Matthew Stafford and Kenny Galladay. They will all be on the cheat sheet this week for their respective reasons. I think that they just all make the most sense. Nothing really too insane about this lower tier of running backs this week. Something that we saw that was interesting last week was Detroit's run share. Ty Johnson didn't really get too much going for him. So for me, I don't really have any interest. I don't really have any interest in any of these lower tier guys. I think you're going to have to pay up for running back, and you're going to have to pay down at some of these points for wide receiver. But it's pretty interesting to see some of these prices. Marvin Jones is priced only at $6K. I love Tyrell Williams this week. I love targeting the Detroit and Oakland game as a top game for me this week. Tyrell Williams has had a touchdown in the past 4 games that he's played. I think this is an incredible spot for Derek Carr as well to kind of capitalize. And then Cortland Sutton as well at 5.8K received an uptick in targets since Emmanuel Sanders left. I think this makes a lot of sense to kind of attack him against Cleveland, who, as we know, has a decent passing defense. But for us, I really think that we really want to target the passing here just for some sort of value. Other than that, respectively, there's only one other play I want to talk about, and that is Darren Waller. Darren Waller is incredible, and Detroit allows the 32nd they're the 32nd ranked defense against tight ends. They allow the most passing offense this week, so I really want to take some savings here. And not really savings, but I really want to pay out for Darren Waller at 6.3K. The Detroit defense is going to be just plagued with trying to guard Tyrell Williams. Darren Waller should be see an increase in usage. He's been averaging 8 targets over the past 3 games. He's had an incredible outings against Green Bay. So I really think that Darren Waller makes a lot of sense as, top cornerbacks on Detroit. Darius Slayton are really going to try and take care of Tyrell Williams and that deep ball. So I really think that taking the savings off of Kelsey and going with Waller this week makes a lot of sense, especially on FanDuel. Darren Waller is a little bit more priced up than Kelsey, but I think Darren Waller makes the most sense. And then over here on Fantasy Draft, Darren Waller is actually priced significantly lower than Kelsey, almost $1,200 lower, which to me becomes an absolute lock. Over here on Fantasy Draft, this would kind of be a 3-player swing that I'm rolling with here on Fantasy Draft. I think this makes the most sense. As far as FanDuel, I really like Matthew Stafford here. I think you get a solid savings. I really think that Kenny Galladay and Darren Waller as well are a solid place to start. It leaves you with a lot of savings. Locking in Tyler Lockett makes a lot of sense as well. And then same over here on DraftKings. I think you can really fit all of these guys in without any issue. There's going to be some value open. Like I said, if Jalen Samuels doesn't play, you're going to be able to really open up the floor for a lot of value, because on FanDuel, we're really going to want to get in Dalvin Cook, which is really going to kind of lessen the amount of people that you're going to be able to get in your lineup. So for me this week, on all sites, I think that Dalvin Cook has to be a play, especially at running back. You're going to be able to pay down for wide receiver. There's a lot of mid-tier options that make a lot of sense. And then defense as well is super cheap this week. So if we just look at defense this week, I'm not going to be on the Bills, really. I'm going to be on the Jets defense for a few. And then I'm mostly going to be on either the Eagles or the Broncos defense. I think the Broncos defense at 2.9K going up against Cleveland, who pretty much got destroyed by the Patriots last week, makes a lot of sense. So just to do a quick wrap up here, in cash games, I like Matt Stafford and Russell Wilson. Stafford is also a GPP play for me just based on price. Running backs, love Dalvin Cook. Aaron Jones makes a lot of sense as well. Wide receivers, Kenny Galladay has to be a lock again, as well as Tyler Lockett. And Tyrell Williams makes an incredible play. And then tight ends, Darren Waller. I'm not speaking about anybody else. I'm playing him in all formats. And then defense, like I said, I like the Broncos as well. So with that being said, I'm going to be researching some more, getting a more clear look on who I wanted to target here as far as, for the Friday video. But right now, Dalvin Cook seems to be leading the running back category for me, and then I really am a big fan of Stafford and Galladay pairing. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to be posting a Thursday night video on Thursday morning, as well as a write-up with a cheat sheet if you are a member. Like I said, if you want some of that Thursday night action, which we've been killing on the Showdown slate, all you have to do is just deposit on Fantasy Draft, sign up using Sharp Sports, send either me personally at JBWordDFS, Taylor at Taylor Stuber, or at Sharp Sports Net on Twitter. Just send a DM over. We'll get you set up immediately, so you can make sure that you're not missing any of this action. So hopefully this video helped everybody out. I will see you on Thursday for the Thursday Night Showdown game with the Cardinals and the 49ers. Appreciate all the support, and we'll see you next time. Peace.